Have rehearsal. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start the
Uh-oh. he hit leave meeting, I bet. I bet you he hit leave meeting once the recording came on.
it takes time. It takes time, and I hit the button and left the meeting the last time.
I said that's what you did.
Yeah, I was trying to hit got it and I hit leave.
Anyway, the elderly. I said that's what you did.
I'll admit I'm technology challenged. I'll take that. Anyway, I agree with Don. People get excited when they hear reunion. Then when they realize that it's work, all of a sudden everybody's busy and they got a zillion things to do. And I get that. But if we're going to get it done, we got to commit to the work part of it. Gerard said that he is traveling and he can't log on right now.
Everybody's working. They're doing something. About 3 people say I can't log on. I'm working. Sonny just said that.
Yeah. So we just have to move forward with the plans, and people just have to get caught up. They have to catch up. We can't not meet when we say we're going to meet because people are not here. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting and talk about the things that we need to talk about. People that are not on the meetings, they'll just miss out on being a part of the decision making. If you want to be a part of whatever's planning, you got to be in the meetings. And we've got like 12 people that are scheduled to be here. So hopefully people will chime in before the next 45 minutes. 7 o'clock, we're out of here. All right, so let's have a quick word of prayer. God, we thank you for this day and this time. We thank you once again for allowing us to come together to assemble, God. We pray that you would continue to bind us together in love and harmony. And we pray that you would strengthen our minds and our hearts and give us the ability to accomplish that which you have given us to do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So we were talking about the task of finding everybody. And I think what we need to focus on doing is come up with a committee that is responsible for reaching out to your peers. So that means somebody would be responsible for contacting Carver alumni, somebody would be responsible for contacting Parkland alumni, somebody for North Forsyth, and somebody for Glenn. If somebody would accept those roles for those, and there are 4 high schools that were the nucleus of the choir. So if we can just get that nucleus committee going, that's contacting the high school people. And then of course, if there were other high schools involved, and I'm sure there were, I just know that 4 high schools brought their entire gospel choir. Parkland had their whole choir. Carver's whole choir was there. Glenn's whole choir was there. So some of the other high schools had people participating, like Reynolds may have had 1 or 2, West may have had 1 or 2 or 3 people. Mount Tabor may have had some people. So if we can identify somebody at every high school that's going to be responsible for being the contact person for each high school, I think that'd be a good start. All right, feedback.
Yeah, I agree. I think we have the obviously the Spirit of Life page on Facebook, and I think Candace, it was Candace that mentioned it last meeting that we have some people, we have members in that page but everybody on that page, obviously, like you said, Mr. Allen, may or may not have been on the choir, but I think that's a good starting point, I guess. And then we can go from there, and then we can identify. I'm sure Candace can identify who was on the choir from her school. We can identify who was on the choir from Carver, and the same for North, the same for Glenn. And I guess that's going to have to be our starting point, is to kind of, like you mentioned, Mr. Allen, find a contact person for each school. I guess initially sift through the members in the SOL page and try to reach out to these members and try to get contact information. And for people who are not on the page, I guess some of the strategies would try to find these people, because we have a pretty good idea who was on the choir.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got tons of pictures, and there are people on these pictures that I just forgot all about. Right. I mean, I got pictures with the Hart Twins and T-Man on it singing. And I know they didn't stick with the choir, after that first year, but I think to have these people that were part of the choir in its very beginning, to come back and to participate, even if you don't sing on a concert, to just come. And that's the reason why I suggested doing a reunion with the schools that same weekend. I think that would encourage those people that did not follow the choir after that that first year. I think that would encourage them to participate in the event that Sunday, or if we have a social event, that would encourage them to participate, even though they didn't sing with the choir on recordings, didn't go to Bobby Jones, didn't go to New York, didn't go to Disney with the choir, all the other fun things we did. They're still Spirit of Life members. Our very first concert with Daryl Coley and the Winston-Salem Symphony is quite historical. And there are people that participated in that event that have never done anything like that since. So we did a whole lot of historical things, and we've got a lot of memories that these guys probably haven't just completely forgotten about, because they have not done things like that since then. Right. So after we go the route of talking with school people, then we can look at churches, because I know we had a breakdown of choir members by churches as well, because we had a standing rule that you had to be functioning in your church to be a member of the choir. Right. And we had kids from 80 different churches. Right. So we can start to look at the church list as well, and start to try to reach out to churches to find out if there were members of the choir that participated, and also solicit to the churches for support for the anniversary. Because there were churches that were an integral part of our development. Churches like Seventh-day Adventists, they always offered their church whenever we had activities. Walltown First Baptist, they were always a rich part of what we're doing. Ambassadors, there were just several churches that always, Solid Rock, that just always opened their doors for us. So we have to have somebody that's reaching out to churches as well, to get their support and to find out if there are members that are still in these churches that want to participate. Right. And then the third component of the contact piece, of course, is making sure that we have all the contact information, so that even if these people are not involved, they don't have to be involved in the planning process, but we want them to be involved in the weekend. Mm-hmm. So even if they don't sing on the concert, it won't bother me if there are only 50 people out of 200 singing, but I would like to see everybody participate in the weekend. Whatever y'all decide to do for the weekend, I would like to see them participate in the reunion, even though they are not singing. So I don't want people to think that their only reason to come back is just to sing. The fellowship component is going to be what's most important. Getting a chance to see everybody. We shouldn't have to see everybody at a funeral.
Right.
Yeah. So it'd be great. Some of these people I haven't seen since y'all went off to college.
You're saying the link don't work. Rashard, why do you always have a hard time getting on? Yes, I do.
I don't know how the link works for some and not for others. I don't get it. So if Francis, I don't know another way to tell him to get on.
We are on the link. I'm telling him the link works.
Yeah.
They can call in.
Yeah, that's what Tanya told me the last time. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to put it in his browser, or he can put the meeting ID in and the password. I don't know. So
yeah, Mr. Allen, let's start with, we have a pretty good nucleus. I mean, we know we're pretty much in contact with most of the nucleus of the choir.
This is browser.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Use
So
Google Chrome.
Yeah, it's cool. We know. I think the focus, I mean, we don't need everybody to kind of decide this, because we know we have to do it anyway in regards to reaching out to people and finding people and getting their contact information. We don't need all 12 people to decide that. We just got to do it anyway. So so we have a pretty good idea who would be pretty much the good contact person at each school. Like Candace and I are on the phone.
right.
And then we'll find, a couple of other people for the other schools, and we'll start with that. I mean, we got to start somewhere, and we'll start with that, and then we'll figure out a way to kind of reach out to the others that we may or may not be in contact with, and we'll figure it out. So I think that's going to be the most important piece of this whole process anyway, to reach out to all these folks that were part of the original choir. So it's okay, they can't get on. It's no big deal. Right. But when we start getting into the planning phases of what we're going to do for the weekend, that's when we're going to need, all the committee members to be a part of it, because Candace and I, we can't do it alone. We're not going to be able to do it alone.
Right. Okay, so we know we want to do the dinner or the social piece.
Yeah, I know we talked about it, but we really need all the committee members when we start making those types of decisions about the weekend. We really want to support everybody and make sure everybody's committed. That's what we want to do. I'm down with it. I know Candace is down with it, because I think Candace suggested that.
I did. Right. Here comes Rashard. Good.
Okay, cool. So we're good. Candace and I, we're good with the dinner block. I want to do it. She wants to do it. But we want to definitely confirm that everybody's
down the link works, Rashard. Who knew?
Hey, Scott.
It don't work on the phone. It only works on the computer.
You have to have the Zoom app on your phone for the second time, hardhead.
I do.
I don't believe you. Okay. We're both Leos, so
just say you miss me. That's all.
I did. I do, and I did.
Here we go.
Yeah, Sean, just to catch you up, man, we were just talking about basically the contact. The first step is reaching out to all the folks that was on the choir, basically. And so that's where we're at so far.
Cool. Okay, so we'll get that straightened up. I started working on a budget for the concert, because it was suggested that we not talk about putting any money into this with the committee until we come up with a budget. And I started working on the budget for the concert. And I just wanted the committee to know that the budget will include monies to pay our musicians, because our musicians are professional people. And even though They are part of the choir. I don't expect them to do a concert without being compensated. So the budget will include a fee to take care of them. You all know the caliber of musicians that we have, Spirit of Life. All of them are still around. All of them are still playing professionally somewhere. So the budget will include monies for them. The budget will include professional sound and a venue that's going to accommodate what we do professionally, because we will do a video and the recording will be such that it can be mixed to upload to YouTube. It'll be a professional piece. So I don't want to do it any other way. So the budget will reflect that. Professional musicians, professional technical part of it. And then we'll have to pay a venue something. You won't get in these churches without paying something. So there will be a fee. I mean, there will be some money in the budget to pay to go in a nice venue to do it. It'll be a church. I don't want to do it in a hall, but we won't ask the church to just let us come for free. And if they decide to do that, we still want to leave an honorarium with the church.
Okay. No problem.
All right. So once you get hold to the budget, you guys can tweak it, or whatever. But the budget will, for the concert, will reflect honorariums to take care of our musicians and staff.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
Okay. So let's talk about Friday and Saturday, because if we're going to do Friday and Saturday, we need to go ahead and block that as part of the weekend. We know we're doing a concert Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say anything about Friday?
I think we just was brainstorming, Dr. Allen, with maybe a dinner and blanc / banquet for Friday night. For Friday night, Saturday, like something, a family fun field day, or something where we can get out and be physical with one another.
Okay.
And then Sunday would be the banquet. But
so
I think
the Friday was the dinner.
Right.
Okay.
That's the date,
Okay.
but that date could be tentative. It could change. It can move to Saturday.
Okay.
Like a banquet /
Okay.
dinner and blanc.
Okay. So y'all need to get all that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest putting that Saturday as almost like a recovery day
Right.
from a Friday night thing. So we ain't as young as we used to be. So, put a little space in between, the actual dinner on Friday, family Saturday, concert Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And one of the things that I want to make sure that we do is we have a memorial tribute type component where we go back and we recognize, give tribute to all of the former members, whether they be choir member, a board of director, a parent, anybody that has served and they're no longer with us. We want to make sure that we honor those people during the weekend. We can find a time during the concert to do it. We can find a time.
I'd say put like a video
dedication,
a video collage or something together.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Nothing too terribly long. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
you could be running pictures like before we start up.
Yeah.
If there's some kind of LED display, we can have those going at the same time, just showing memories, and even have a time where we, as Spirit of Life, reflect and go back and just kind of go down memory lane and just remember some of the things, even tell some stories.
Right. Yeah, so we will have to, that's a very good idea because those visuals probably mean more than dialogue to actually see, especially when you look at how young and how small some people was. I mean, when I look at Jason singing with the choir, and he was so tiny. I didn't even recognize him when I looked at him on video a couple of months ago because he was so small. And even though he's my nephew, I was just so focused on all of the older kids that I just took him for granted. And to actually see those visuals, they're just powerful. So yeah, we'll have the visuals, we'll have the testimonies to hear people talk about, you know, their Spirit of Life experience and how it played a role in them getting to where they are now. It's going to be important. So we'll put those videos together, plenty of pictures, plenty of footage from concerts, and we've got a video of every concert that we did. Every concert, there's a video for it.
Is there somebody? Is there somebody within the Spirit of Life database that may be not a videographer, but an editor that can take that stuff and put it together in like a presentation?
We have to find out because I've got it. I mean,
Ben Coleman can do that, can he? I'm sure.
No. Let's
I don't know
move
that
on.
he can.
Miracle probably can do edit.
Miracle probably can do that.
Editing.
Yeah. It's just a matter of helping her find the different platforms.
And the formats, you got to be able to convert all of that stuff. Excuse me.
That's what I'm talking about when I say platforms. We got VHS, we got Beta, we got CD, DVDs. I mean, we go all the way back to cassettes. I mean,
right, 8-track.
Yeah. Not quite 8-track. We don't go back that far.
No.
not quite 8-track.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a great idea.
Do we have a YouTube page that you possibly can start and upload all those, or YouTube channel?
Well,
I think Ben Coleman started that.
Ben has his own YouTube channel, and Ben, we don't have a Spirit of Life YouTube channel, but Ben runs a lot of our performances on his page. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to start one.
Yeah, because to go back and reflect, since you said every concert was recorded.
Yes.
Like I didn't know it. I had totally forgot about the concert that we did, Ambassadors. And Rashard called me on Messenger singing the song that I was singing, and I didn't know what he was talking about.
Hey,
I said, what are you talking about?
I don't remember her singing.
You don't remember leading no song.
I said, what are you talking about? He said, he sent me the link. He said, look at the last 4 minutes. And I was floored. I had forgotten all about that.
You led a song, Candace.
You always see, this is what we talked about. This is what Kelly Bryant and I talked about. She said, Mr. Allen never did tell anybody they can sing. He just asked you to lead a song. I let you. And what you would do is, you would say, can you, I have a song for you. Can you meet before a choir rehearsal and like lead me to Calvary? I think Tanya Ross and I did a song. I did that song. So I said, he never told you you could sing or he liked your voice. He just said, I have. That was it.
Wow.
You heard something I didn't.
see all this stuff I forgot. I forgot all this stuff. And see, this is the kind of stuff that's great. I mean, to actually go back and see that stuff on video. I mean, even if it's just short clips. I mean,
hey, even with us talking now, we can take parts of this, throw it in the edit, and it's almost like there's a narration going on of some of the things. Or maybe we have a watch party or something like on that Saturday, a watch party, and we just start reminiscing on the videos. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That way that doesn't make the service of the concert so long. I
Right.
can't be in church like that long no more.
I mean, would you say 2 hours, 3 hours?
Two and a half at max.
Two at
Okay.
max.
Two at the max.
Yeah.
And that's
2 at
starting on
max.
time and all of that, and
Yeah.
Yes.
people shouting
So,
and everything, you know, whatever.
all of that. But
You have to get it in 2 hours. You have to
Okay.
get it
Yeah.
all in 2 hours.
and
You
so
have to
with
learn
the
how to
family
control it.
thing, the family thing outside, maybe we can get, like if you guys are saying a field day or whatever,
Mhm. A big screen, one
put
of those.
a
movie
screen
screens.
outside,
Yeah.
something like that, and or maybe we can see if somebody will donate. I don't know if any theaters in that area that we can just go and just sit in a room and just watch videos.
I
Yeah.
like it. We can check. We can check.
It's all about an experience because, like Mr. Allen said, it's the visual thing. Now everybody knows the music is going to be straight.
Right.
What people want to take away from that are visuals,
Mhm.
because we're in the day and the time of you document everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm glad Ben Coleman documented everything we did.
Yeah, we got everything.
Right.
Because we just have to start doing that because it tells our history.
Yeah.
Because nobody's
Even the
doing this no more.
summers. Even you remember the summers we would be at Ambassadors with
All of
Ricky Dillard, and when Ricky Dillard came, and your friend that played with the Ohio players.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
What's his
came
name?
back.
Guitar
Yeah,
player.
he came. I
Yeah.
mean, we got some jewels, like really.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be in church all day and all night.
That's the thing.
We wanted to be there.
Right.
Rick, I was with Dana Monique Friday night.
Yeah. I told him I hooked her up with a mod.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
they were at Evangel Friday night.
Yeah, I saw a video. She killed.
Yeah. And I was telling people that her mom used to come to Ambassadors, and that she's the one that did Say the Word. And
Right.
when you say the word, and everybody knows that song, but they don't know the writer. And I was like, she used to come to Ambassadors every year, and we sang her music for years, and people still don't know who she is. But Dana Monique is a product of that.
Mike Lejeune, all of these people.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the dude named? What was his name? George, not George Pass, but the other dude.
Yeah, the other George. I know you talking
about.
George.
George Mays.
George Mays. I've always wondered where George Mays was.
And George was on that video at the Stevens Center. And you know who else is on there? The piano player. He's in Houston. Mark.
No,
yeah.
Mark was Mark on that? Yeah.
Yeah, Mark played piano the whole session.
And he sure did.
Mark played piano, yeah. And I met him playing with Vanessa Bell.
Oh, I love Vanessa Bell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wouldn't remember this stuff if I didn't look at those videos. There were people on those. I had forgotten all about George Mays too. Fantastic writer. Yeah. So there are memories that, like you say, Richard, this history is rich. You don't really know where you come from without it. You don't know. Yeah. And a lot of the choir members don't know the part of gospel music history that they are.
Right.
Being a part of Spirit of Life. You actually impacted these people that came to share. You were a part of Derek Coley's journey. You were part of James Moore's journey. All of these people.
Moore. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
All of these people that came, they had a chance to Spirit of Life had a chance to share and actually help mold and shape them. I mean, you guys see Mel now. You see Melvin Crispo now. Right. You see the younger Melvin, but you guys help mold and shape him because he's connected to the gospel family because of where it comes from. So it's a lot deeper than people realize because the whole story has never been told.
So this can almost see, and again, this is why we gotta. So I'll give y'all an idea that I was gonna do with my band, because my band's kind of effect in the music industry was pretty big, but there was nothing archived of it. So I wanted to do a reunion and just get people to do testimonials,
Yeah,
talk about their experience. We put it in a package.
yeah,
Everybody has that package.
that's good stuff.
You end with the, everybody loves a story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So you tell a story, the good, the bad, but at the end, we win.
So is
Yeah.
this a movie that we're doing?
I mean, it's like unsung. Like you can really take it and put it as like a,
Yes, I love that
that's
unsung.
the,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay, so it's live,
it
and we can watch that on Saturday. That could be what we could watch.
that's
on
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Saturday.
Those memories are put together, and
Ah,
we can get people to do testimonials. Hey, if y'all in Winston, whoever in Winston, y'all get together and y'all just want to share stories. Get together and play some spades and talk about Spirit of Life. And
yes.
have somebody video it.
We can all do that with our phones. That's nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
then just
man.
being able to put it together in a package.
Okay. I
know?
got it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but that's an amazing story to see that product come from all of those different backgrounds. You would have never imagined a product so powerful coming from that many backgrounds, especially the brokenness. The brokenness, the people that were told they would never be nothing, the people that thought they would never be nothing. And now you guys are doctors, lawyers, nurses, just all kind of professional people that had no idea that was what your life was going to be when you were out there singing with Spirit of Life.
You kept us out the streets. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what was going on the next block over?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially if you stayed in the hood. Everybody didn't live in the mansion on the hill.
I know.
Hey, check this out. Y'all remember this? Y'all probably don't remember. There was a guy named David. What was David's last name? He played running back at Norfolk South, but he got killed. But I remember him singing in Spirit of Life. What was his name? Because he played football with me.
What year did he pass? You remember?
It was 91, 92. He got shot. But I remember him singing with Spirit of Life. Dang, what was his last name? David. It's
JJ,
gonna come to me.
Amanda and JJ will remember. I'm sure they will remember.
He went to Norfolk South though.
Mm.
I don't remember.
Y'all remember Big Boy that went to Carmel?
Darius.
That sung in the tennis. Yeah,
Darius.
Darius died of a heroin overdose.
Wow.
Just to think about, right? But just remember how of a character he was back then.
Right. I remember Darius, and Darius used to cook, but it's just so a lot of people are on drugs out here, Dr. Allen, and you just wouldn't believe that are on drugs, and a lot of people substitute cocaine for heroin, but he had an overdose, like in front of people, watched him. They've seen his mouth, died, everything. So it was just so unfortunate for him.
Wow.
Wow.
So definitely have to do some archiving. They're looking for those who have
That's gonna be fun.
went before us.
I
And
want to
get their families take. Mr. Allen, like you say, the parents, get the parents to talk about what impact Spirit of Life had to their kids, even though they,
Yeah. But everybody went different ways. It was tough to sustain. It was tough to sustain Spirit of Life because everybody that went off to college, the nucleus went off to college. And a lot never came back when they went off to college.
That's true.
And the ones coming up behind the nucleus were not talented kids. They were kids that needed Spirit of Life, but they were not singing kids. The first group of Spirit of Life were singers.
Yeah.
The next wave coming through were not singers. They were not singers, and they were bad. Which I could have dealt with. They were bad. They were from the projects. You should have groomed
them, Dr. Allen. You should have groomed them.
Let me tell you something.
That generation behind us, Candace, is a
Piedmont
different.
Circle brought 2 vans. Cleveland Projects brought vans. Bellevue, what's over there, Bellevue?
It's done.
They had a recreation center.
Mhm.
They brought van loads of kids. Cleveland Projects brought van loads of kids. So when we were getting all of these kids from Section 8 housing that couldn't sing, but they needed Spirit of Life. So once you guys went off to college, I had the real troublemakers that could not sing, and the only nucleus I had were my church people to hold it together. And we were still able to get things done, but it would have been a whole different Spirit of Life without the nucleus, which I was willing to continue, but then the churches were tripping. The churches were thinking that Spirit of Life was about getting members for ambassadors. Not one member of Spirit of Life that wasn't a member of ambassadors left their church and came to join ambassadors. Everybody stayed and did whatever they were doing. They did it at their churches because our rule was you had to be a working member in your church.
At your church. Yep, you did
You
say
had to work in your church to be a part of the choir. So it was difficult to sustain the choir after you guys went off to college because there was another wave of kids coming through that wasn't the same talent as Spirit of Life. And Spirit of Life musically represented an excellence in music that was unparalleled at this time. There's some decent community choirs out there now, but there was nothing like Spirit of Life musically when you guys were in high school. Nothing.
Yeah, just listening to us. Like I was watching the video that's on Facebook, and we were playing around. It was a bee or whatever it was going on. Everybody was distracted. I mean, everybody. But when Dawn, it was an orchestra. It was an orchestra.
Yeah.
I was saying, wow.
Yeah.
And we sang for hours. Like
that's
just
amazing.
And wasn't ready to go home.
No water, nothing. Just
it's amazing.
Can't go to the bathroom.
It was unbelievable. And see, I knew where you guys stood musically with other music groups in the country, not just locally, because I traveled extensively and I knew there were no youth choirs in the country that could touch Spirit of Life.
Sure.
It was just tough getting Spirit of Life out of Winston-Salem enough to get you that exposure.
Right.
But
very true.
Spirit of Life would have blown new direction, and all of these contemporary choirs now, they would have blown them out of the waters. So we got a lot of history to be proud of. And like Rashad say, that story just needs to be told. It just needs to be told. And it doesn't need to be told.
Because if we don't tell it, it ain't never, it's gonna go down with us.
Right.
So
exactly.
We gotta tell it.
It's gotta be told. And it needs to be told for our families to know. Because some of our families don't know.
Right.
Some of our families just don't know half of what it went on because they weren't there.
Yeah, you just dropped your child off and that was it. Like I'm a product of that. I'm a product of it. And then I started
driving. Your mama
so.
pulling up
right.
that, what was that? Y'all had a Caprice. What was that car y'all had?
Shut up, a Cavalier, the great. And then it was the Corsica. So I'm a product of that. Bye.
Corsica. I remember your mama dropping you home.
I was one of those children. So
okay, so Don, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about this budget. So whenever you guys meet again, you'll have it in front of you and you guys can tweak it, do what you need to do. We can start talk about fundraising. We could talk about money. I know it seems like a long way. It seems like a long time. But 2023 will be here before you know it, because this year
you're absolutely right.
In a matter of days. So can we just put the structure in place with the weekend? We know it's the first weekend of June. Is it going to be a dinner and blanc / banquet on Friday? Saturday, a reflection, cookout, family fun?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
We don't know what that looks like as of yet, but we just know it'll be something social, relaxing, family fun. Maybe Salem Lake family fun, cookout, paddle boat.
Yeah.
Something like that, where we can be outside, and then,
And also making a community event, like
okay,
not just us.
Yeah.
But and I say community, why? Because there's funding
gotcha.
Yeah.
for stuff just like that. If we have grant writers within Spirit of Life community,
Yeah.
we need to use those resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
Location, like what are we doing? Maybe that weekend if we can get some local, because when you just said you were talking about choirs all across the country, and I know singing is not really a thing now, but there have to be some church choirs that we can kind of invite maybe for a competition, not a competition, but coming together. No, Rashard? On that Saturday.
That's gonna make for the budget to increase. Let me
Please,
tell you
got it.
why. Let me
Okay.
tell you why. Because whatever you do outside, you can't come out there with 2 speakers and a microphone and think it's gonna work.
Okay.
It's
Right.
you're increasing, you're gonna increase the budget on the production side, way
Okay.
more.
Okay.
I would prefer that we spend, if there's money that's set aside for production, that is put into the dinner and Sunday.
Okay.
And probably hire the same company to cover the entire weekend. You'll get a better rate with a weekend rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Saturday,
You guys-
just something from the
You guys
environment.
decide what you want to do. Decide what you want to do, how you want to do it, and we'll just go from there.
Okay.
So who's sending out emails?
So what I'm gonna do is try to gather the committee together so we can start working on the members, Rashad. That's our very first step. We got to reach out to folks and get their contact information. And then
Okay.
once we do that, then the committee can start meeting and start planning all the details for the weekend. But I think our very
Go ahead and I would say go ahead and start the email list with the committee. Because I'm a paper trail person,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we can start delegating who's gonna be doing XYZ. And that way
Okay.
everybody knows the plan of action.
Okay.
Nobody's
Alright.
wondering.
Okay.
So you can just
It's-
put me down on the production part.
Yeah. I was gonna rely on you and Gerard because I know you guys have that experience and that expertise
Right.
in that area. So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm about to go. I got to go to work at the club right quick. So I'm gonna let y'all
Oh,
go.
Lord. Oh, Lord.
I got to go get this money.
All right, man.
Okay.
I'll see y'all on the next one, man.
All right, brother.
What's up?
Appreciate you.
All
Man.
right.
Okay, so if we can get that database going,
Yes, sir.
contacts. Don, I'll get with you on the budget.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep looking for that list and see if I can get that list to you. And you just let me know when you guys want to meet again. I'll
Yeah,
leave the next meeting up to you.
Yeah, I will. What I'm gonna do, Mr. Allen, is even if you don't find a list, I want to go ahead and get a game plan in place and execute it to kind of reach out and find these folks. So that's gonna be our focus right now. So we'll come up with a game plan.
Okay. Okay, well, just let me know when you need me.
Okay, we'll do.
I'm gonna kind of drop out the picture. I'll be making some other plans. I'll go ahead and get a preliminary flyer done, a save the date,
Yes.
and get it out on the website. I'm not the website, the page, the Spirit of
Okay.
Life page. We'll
Okay.
get to save the date up for that weekend,
All right.
and that'll help pique some interest. We won't have any details. It'll just be a save the date.
Mhm.
Sounds
Spirit of
good.
Life reunion. Yeah. Get some nice artwork going. And then you guys just take it from there.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we can start selling paraphernalia, like to help fundraise. If we can get the tape, the cover of the tape on a t-shirt, we can get that on a mouse pad, we can get it on a notebook or something like that. This is another way that we can generate revenue.
Okay. Well, probably what I'll do is I will probably do an updated logo.
Okay.
Uh,
But that old vintage tape, the tape cover, I would just put like the tape cover, that's,
well, probably what I do is take a spin off of that.
yeah, okay.
Just update it. Just update it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it to a graphic designer. Let them look at it, and and shoot it to y'all. Let's see what y'all think about it before we actually go with it,
Sure.
and then go from there.
Sounds good.
All
Yeah.
right. So Don, if you'll reach out to everybody, this meeting is recorded.
Okay.
So I think the recorded meeting can be uploaded to the page.
Yes, sir.
So if people want to go back and look at the meeting, they can.
That'll be great.
But Don, when you get ready to have another meeting, just put it on the page
Will do.
and I'll see it.
Yes, sir.
And if I need to be there, just let me know.
Will do.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all.
All
Miss
right.
Candace, I hope to see you before you go to the other part of the country again.
Yes, sir.
Don, I'm rooting for you and your son. He's doing a great job out there.
Yes, Donnie is.